a saint, yeah. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night, yeah. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't need you no more, yeah. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow, I'ma cry. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boss. Keep secure, 4x4, G63 parked on my hands. I'm no friend, pay for keys, can't pay for saving me. In the back when the windows tint. Yeah, cause they know tonight. Yeah, they know tonight. Tryna come take on me. And my 40 they on me. They ain't even thought this far. This ain't never crossed your way. Yeah, just like I know. Made room for you. You and me, I forgot. You had no place to trust. Just like you told. Just like we rolled. Now we would barely trust. Now there's no saving us. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boss. Keep secure, 4x4, G63 parked on my hands. I'm no friend, pay for keys, can't pay for time. Is it me or no? 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 They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money so fast. I got lazy lookie. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch modes, yeah. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't pay notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Is it me or no? 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 Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Okay, let's see what we got. There was a significant gap up in the pre-market. So let's see, and then let's see where the 5 is. So the 5 is at 584.84. So let's see if we gap and go. Gap and go meaning, I'll show you on the 5. Gap and go looks like you see the gap right here on the 5. It gaps and goes.
or if we're going to gap fill reversal, meaning we go back to fill this gap, right? And then reverse. So we'll see which one happens. If it does, well, it's going to be one of the two, right? Up or down. You got a 50-50 shot. We just got to identify the proper structure that enables for that. Now we're at the 5 current. Oh no, the 5 is 584.80. Okay. So ideally for puts, we want to see a so if that's your 5, we want to see price like this, right? With the 5 doing this. So we want to break, retest, and reject under the 5. We want the 5 to form some type of resistance if we go down. The 5 is the most likely target. We are under VWAP as well, so we rejected under VWAP. So we might just come and test this 584.32. But risk to reward, you got the 5 is 584.65. So from 65 to 32, right? So the question is, are we going to bounce off the 5 or are we going to go straight to 32? My suggestion, just wait for it to play out. Wait, we need more data, right? We need more information. I think I need to tighten up this magenta first of all, but yeah, it needs to be tightened up just a bit. So we're not looking for calls until we get to 586.15, somewhere above here from this point. All right, we knew the 5 was going to be target number 1. Now let's see if we retest this. If we break straight through to 584.32, which is this key level right here. Let me highlight it. So remember what the up scenario looked like, right? Somewhere up here is where we're looking for calls. We want to see some continuation to the upside. All right, we got a gambler in the Discord. But I mean, that was an easy trade because we knew it had to hit the 5, right? And yeah, you're right. We got a big momentum candle. We knew the 5 was going to be the target, so that was a pretty easy trade right there. And now let's see where we're gonna, if we bounce off this 584.32. All right, let me I want to make this a little bit better. Okay, so if we're looking for any more puts, right, we wanted to do something like break, retest, and reject. That's what we're looking for. For calls, we want to look for something like that. So if you went on this put, if you want to scalp it real quick, maybe take profit right here. Let's see if we get any continuation. I'm gonna clean up the chart just a bit, or I'll leave it for right now.
Don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. Shawty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come around, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. 15 right to my safe, 15 right to my bank. Long as my circle tight, long as my circle pays. If she gon' make my maze, if she gon' make my maze, I need my Beyonce. Gotta stay tough, stay tough. Gotta stay tough, stay tough. Then I'm a bug and call. Say that I'm a bug and call.
Now, if you're looking for some type of safety, your safety on the put side is going to be the break, retest, and reject of the 5. Your safety on the call side is probably going to be somewhere above 586.15. Now don't forget, we just had don't have a bias. You can't have a bias here because we had a very strong gap up, right? Very strong, a gap up. Very strong gap up. So, you should be thinking, you should be looking for continuation because this is a bullish pattern. It was a 10-point gap up. right? So that's a bullish pattern. But you can't have bias, right? That's why we just use, we look at the trends and see which way the trend's going. Look for where the momentum is. Now remember, if you're looking for safety, your safety is going to be somewhere above 586.15 for your calls and somewhere below 584.32 for your puts. Otherwise, you don't want to get stuck right inside here, right? So we're gonna excuse me, we're gonna test to see if it's gonna be build in magenta and then break the blue for the calls. We're testing it right now. Let's see.
she worried if I might show. Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of bando. I need. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. This calls finna rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever kiss me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need.
Expect a little resistance right here, right? Gotta be able to survive a couple red candles if you're buying a call.
Touchdown in the matrix, yeah. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything okay on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me. You don't wanna, oh I gotta, but I gotta. You don't wanna, like you wanna see her every day. She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options.
This purple seems to be holding up, so we'll see if it's gonna be break a purple.
I'ma swallow on my pride. Won't mean nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same. Been there but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me.
Again, if you're looking for safety, remember, above 586.15 and below 584.32. If you took break a blue, you could have made something on it. We're looking to see if this is going to play out. Look at this wick. Let's see what this wick means. Okay, so this is a good example of what I mean by don't just blindly follow the drawings, right? Because the drawings are giving you an idea what it needs to look like. What you should be focused on are the levels of the flexion point, right? So whenever it goes from one direction to the other, that's the flexion point. The level for this flexion point is at the bottom right here at 585.45, right on the dotted line. And do you see how we had this huge wick, this hammer candle, right on this exact same level? So this is what I mean. I can show you what it needs to look like, but it's not necessarily the drawing that I'm putting on here that matters. It's the level, the price at which the flexion point is. You see how that lines up perfect? Absolutely perfect right there. So if you take the trade here, then you can, then you got some, how much is that? 85.45 to 86.08. So that's what that means, right? It's the price level, not necessarily the exact path it's gonna take. I get the path right about 80% of the time. I told you we're gonna meet some resistance at, what is this? 586.15. It's a key level right here, so we're gonna see what it's gonna do here. I'm gonna clean this chart up. Looks like we built up some good liquidity in this purple. We may see maybe a shoulder ahead. Let's see if it forms another shoulder, meaning like that, right? Let's see if that happens. But again, your risk to reward. If you know the five's right here, I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good move if that happens, but you might have to survive some stuff if that happens. I'm gonna clean up the chart just a bit. Okay. All right, right? Remember I told you. Look, the key level right here. Right? If you remember, I had the flexion point, where was it? Right here on this level. With the hammer candle. I just told you there's a hammer candle right here. We know we're going to meet some resistance right here. You just got to now you can protect your trade. Now your trade's protected. If you took break of blue, your trade's protected. Can't lose from here. If it does dump, oh well, you made something. You made something. So at this flexion point, 585.47, almost one full point. If you took this flexion point, almost one full point right there. Now if you waited for to get above this key level right here, 586.15, now you want to wait for, right, another bounce. You want to wait for a break, a retest, and then a reject to the upside. So that's what I mean by waiting for the setup. It's not just because, oh look, it's above. Now could it just go above and shoot up? Sure, that could happen. But our ideal setup is for some continuation pattern. What does continuation look like? Like that, right? But if you took break of blue or deflection point here, you're in profit. You can't lose. Protect your trade. You cannot lose. We knew that our put scenario was going to be below the 5 MA. We knew the puts needed to look like this, right? With this being the 5. So if you ever hear me saying somewhere above this level or somewhere below this level, the somewhere basically means to wait for the setup, right? To wait for the setup. That's what somewhere means. Because we have to see the algorithm that goes in the opposite direction. So it's important that we identify the algorithms and then we go the counter. Look. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Still firmly inside this purple. Still inside this purple. I might need to adjust it a very little bit. I'll just leave it. It's fine. This is almost one full point from this flexion point when I told you, look at this hammer candle. What does this wick mean? This is almost one full point. So if you can't make money like this, there's nothing I can do. I'm telling you exactly where the flexion point is, right? Exactly where the most. I'm not telling you. I can't be 100% tell you this is gonna happen. I'm showing you how to manage the risk, right? So you got to identify the risk. Look at the money we printed right now. Look at this money we printed. Look at the money we Jeez, it feels so good. Look at this money. Keep going. Right? We didn't use any indicators for this. We just used price action. No indicators. Calls above what? 580, 586.15. Come on now. Come on. And I've been telling you, look, we had a strong move up, a strong gap up. So you can't fight this trend yet. Now we're definitely going to meet some resistance. We'll see if it gets to the next key level. Look at the money we printed. Easy money. Easy money. Simply amazing. Look at the money we printed. Look, oh my goodness. Oh goodness. There's another algo in here. It's trying to present itself. I haven't. There has to be another one in here. I haven't found it yet, but it's in here somewhere. Let me see. Okay. Now remember, I told you, when we get to this level here at 586.15, we're going to meet some resistance. You can't let one or two red candles scare you out. Right? I told you this. When we get up here, there's going to be some red candles. Look at this money. Where was the flexion point? We're over a point now. Over one full point. So when you get to a certain level and you start doing multiple contracts, you will see how even this 1 point move from the flexion point here to here, that's your full day of work, your normal 9 to 5. It takes time. Don't rush it. You'll get there. This takes time. We made good money today. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at the money we made. Oh my goodness. Alright, now we're getting some hesitation here. So let's see if we get a pullback here. And then to what level? Let's see if we bounce back off of 586.15. Let's see if we get a pullback and some hesitation, or if we get a strong candle to continue. Again, your safety trade for your puts is going to be below the 5. That's the answer. If you don't want to gamble your money away, your safety trade is going to be below the 5. I told you early this morning what your up scenario would look like, right? I told you what your down scenario would look like. I said your down scenario is going to be below the 5. Break, retest, reject to the 5. I showed you what your call scenario is going to look like. There's nothing more I can do. It played out absolutely perfect. So if this didn't happen, and the only opportunity that presented itself was the calls, then you only had one option, right? Now, I'll reiterate what I said Friday. If you're not getting, if you're not getting the profit you should, you got to hold your trades longer, right? You got to just hold them longer. Don't move your stop immediately. Allow it to play out. You got to allow some wiggle. You got to allow some wiggle room, because you need the retracement in order for it to gain strength. You need the down for it to go up. So whenever you see it go down, that shouldn't scare you. If you have your thesis, which if we have our setup, which this was our setup, right? The bolt up right here. When we had that setup, that's your setup. So you gotta either have faith in it or not. There's two things that are gonna run you in the market. It's gonna be faith and fear. And if you allow fear to overcome, then what's gonna eventually happen is you're gonna stack losses, and your wins will not overcome your losses for the day. You're gonna start to stack losses if you don't allow your winners to win. So if this was your put scenario, down by the 5, however, the call scenario presented itself, well then you say, hey, put scenario is not gonna happen. We didn't even break this purple, so that's not a thing. And here's the setup for the call scenario, right? At this exact level, and look where it bounced exactly off of. This is pretty simple. Pretty simple. You can't lose for the day. If you follow the strategy, you may lose 1 or 2 trades, but you can't lose for the day. Not if you follow the strategy. We've proven it every single day. We prove it. So if you're not getting the profit you should, you just got to work on your style, right? Style meaning be a little bit more patient. Allow some of this pullback. You see the market doesn't go, we like it to just stack one candle on top of another and never go back inside, but that's not. You should be here long enough to know that they're going to go back inside. And let's say you went in on a call on the break of blue, and then this wick stopped you out, then you get back in. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do. You can't win them all. That's just not going to happen, because you're going to get random candles like this that go down for no reason just to push it back up and stop you out. That's normal. If that's happening to you, that means you're a trader, right? That's normal. Let me clean up this chart. Let's see if at some point like that. That's your put scenario, right? So you want to see your 5 somewhere like that. Now here's what you gotta contend with, right? Let's say it does break this purple right here, because we're all, if you're, I don't know, if you're a bear and you just want to go in on puts for some reason, if it does break this purple, then what you have to watch out for is something like this, right? Continuation up. So you got to measure your risk to reward. But as far as this bolt up that I drew at, I don't know, a long time ago, this is a win. Look at this win. It never broke the purple. So you're still inside. See, the purple's pointing up, and if you bought a call, you're still inside your channel here.
Look, I learned some things and taught a nigga how to earn your trust. I'm not concerned with them. I know you heard some things. Look, I ain't perfect. I'm hurting, babe. That make 2 of us the way you purchase things. The surface level not serving us. I gotta let you in so you.
Now, when I'm telling you to go in, you know, buy a call after a certain level, let's say 586.15. It said calls above 586.15. If you want to wait for the break, retest, and reject, that's the ideal. However, we don't know if it's just gonna stack. So the risk you have to take there is when it gets to this level, let's say you buy a call, then you're gonna have to survive the retracement. You're gonna have to survive it. You're gonna have to survive some pullback. But if you just want to wait for the retest or the break, the retest and reject, then you know that'll put you a little bit more ease. But if you go in right on the break, then you got to hold until it goes in your favor, or you know, or until it stops you out, whichever one. But you need to have rules for yourself, right? You need to know what you're comfortable with. What is your risk tolerance? If this trade goes against me, I'm willing to lose this much money. That's what you need to tell yourself. And then you need to have a limit for your day. So I took 2 losses for the day, I'm done. I took $50 loss for the day, I'm done. You have to have those rules. And you can't look back and say, oh no, I could have just done this or I could have done that. You got to have your rules. You got to have a criteria. You got to have a criteria for your trading. So, and you don't always have to be in a trade. Not every trade is a trade. It has to fit your criteria. You need to make these rules for yourself. For example, if you sold cars, just because someone wants to buy a car doesn't mean it's a good fit for you. Because what if they have bad credit? What if they have whatever issues that they have? So just because they want to buy a car doesn't mean it's a good trade or doesn't mean it's a good deal. So have your criteria for your trades. Have your criteria for if it doesn't go in your favor. That way you minimize your loss. Let's see if we get a pullback here. I think this purple held up pretty well. The blue didn't form. I did put it there, but it didn't form yet, so just give it a second. We're still riding this. We're still riding break a blue. And you should be trailing your stop along the purple. And if you notice this morning, we said we're going to do a play off of the 5. So it didn't break, retest, and reject. It just rejected. So once you see the rejection wicks on the 5, and then it confirmed with the break of blue, easy trade. Because we gained enough liquidity from the 5, we gained enough strength from everyone, you know, whoever was going to go puts, whoever was buying all the bears, they got stopped out on these rejection wicks. So you're breaking magenta, that was your clue. When it broke the magenta, that was your clue. When it broke the blue, that was your sign. You had a couple other signs too, right? Which one? What was it? The exact bounce off of 584.32. We never got below. Remember I said you don't want to get stuck in here. Said that from the beginning. Look at it. Look how beautiful this trade was. Look how beautiful this trade was. I'll get out when it breaks purple. I've made enough. Right? I got in on break of blue. I'm just gonna wait until it breaks purple. And if it shoots up, if it breaks purple and shoots up, oh well. Oh well. Because this is my criteria. I'm sticking to my rules. Now this candle right here scared me a little bit because it dropped down, but then once I saw the wick forming, easy trade. I'm gonna start tightening my stop now, just a little bit. I'm still along the purple, but I'm gonna tighten it just a bit. Absolutely phenomenal day. Absolutely phenomenal. And with this trade here, I could be done for the day. I don't need to trade anymore. Right? I'm done. Why risk any of the money that I made? Why risk it? The market, you know, they give you opportunities. Either you take it or you don't. But you can't feel bad if you don't take the opportunity, because that bad feeling is going to lead you to gambling. It's going to lead you to gamble. And we don't gamble here. If you go back and listen to the YouTube live, you'll hear, I don't know if the Discord can hear it, but on the YouTube live, you'll hear exactly when I took the trade. It was exactly on the break of blue. You can hear it on the whatever sound that the broker makes. You'll hear it. So you know I'm not making it up. Just riding it until it breaks purple. And if it went against me, I would have risked 20 bucks. I think it was $22 was my risk. That was the risk I put. For a, let's see, how much? Almost 2-point move. Almost 2 points. I'm done for the day. I don't need to trade anymore. Look at this move. And if I was wrong, $22 would have been my risk. That's it. Well, that's for one contract, right? I have multiple. I got many contracts on this. So I'm done. I don't need to trade anymore. For what? I got nothing to prove to nobody. And look, this red candle didn't scare me out, because I have my rules, I have my criteria. I'm waiting until I break this purple. That's when I'm getting out. That's my criteria. So now I'm just trailing the stop along this purple. Or if it goes to purple really quick, I'm just gonna go close position. Look at this. Look at the money we printed today. Come on. Oh my goodness. This is a good day. This is a good day. You know, let's see if 588.40 is going to be the target right now. See these levels that I draw in the morning, right? I had this level, 584.32. I had this level, 586, and I had this level here this morning. That was already here. These aren't arbitrary numbers. This is where I'm finding where the liquidity's at. So I know if it gets above or below a certain level of liquidity, then I have an expectation of what's going to happen. Absolutely perfect bounce off 584.32. Absolutely perfect. And what happened right above 586, where I said to buy the calls? Boom. Now let's see if the next target's going to be 588.40. I'm still in this trade. How long did this take? From 44. Yeah, it's a long trade. 40-minute trade. Who cares? Who cares? Still collecting money. So if you're new in the Discord, in the, let me go to it. When I put, oh, my computer's messing up. In the analysis this morning, I said we're going to look for a play off of the 5. We're going to look for a play off the 5. Meaning, if it broke, retested, here let me go back to the chart. Meaning, the put scenario play would have been a break, a retest, and a reject of the 5. Or the other scenario was just a rejection of the 5, like that. So this is why I make a trading plan. Every morning I make a trading plan so you know what your setups are, right? Look at the money we're printing today. This is a great day. Look at this amazing day we printed. Just from break of blue. Or you could have done just from break of 586. 586.15. I even highlighted it. There's nothing more I can do. If you're getting stopped out, stop doing that. Have your rules. Know where your loss is going to be. You have to be willing. You can't make money unless you're willing to take a loss in this game. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. You have to be willing to take a loss. Because you can't win all of them. You're not going to win all of them. I'm telling you that right now. But what you're betting on, it's not even, I don't want to use the word bet, but what you're putting your faith in is that the process is so that your wins will overcome your loss. No one wins every trade. No one, not the best, not even the best. Look at this money we printed. Now I'm probably gonna tighten up my stop right here. Just so you know what the down scenario would look like. We want to see it maybe form ahead here. This is a very strong uptrend. I wouldn't even bet against this. You shouldn't be going short until minimum below 586.15. We want to see, we want to see it at each level go like this, right? So that way it forms something like that. That's what you're looking for your puts. Something like this. And then, you shouldn't be messing with puts until below 586.15. That's the answer. Now, if it breaks purple and just starts cascading down, then, oh well. That didn't meet our criteria. I'm not here to gamble with your money. That's not what I want to do. And if you can't be patient and wait for the setup, then this isn't for you. You have to be patient. You have to wait for the setup. Let's check the higher time frame. All right, let me adjust this. Look at this money we printed. I'm just trailing my stop along the purple. This is a good day. And you'll hear when I get in. I got in either on this candle right here at 44 or 45. One of these candles right here. It filled somewhere in here. You can hear it on the on YouTube Live. And where I have my stop? Right here. Below this level right here. Because if I knew that if it went below this, oh well, I was willing to take that $22 risk. And then I just held for dear life. How did I know when to get out? On the break of the purple. So I held until it breaks purple. That's the answer. Looks like a bearish divergence coming in. But again, wait for the break of purple. Let me see something. So reading the tea leaves, if there was going to be a divergence, this is not scientific by any means, but the divergence should be happening around here, around this time. Purely tea leaf reading. There's nothing to it. Don't read into that. That's not me making a call out. Again, I'm still in this trade. I'm walking through it with you. We're doing it together. I went in on the break of blue. I put my stop right below here. Actually, I gave it a little bit more room. I know it equaled $20 or $22 was the loss. That was gonna be the loss I was gonna take. So it went from that 3 almost 4 points. And look at the money we printed. Now, if you're looking for an entry to get in, you can't just buy willy-nilly, buy a call at the top because you got an uptrend and, you know, maybe the target's going to be 588.40. You can't do that, right? What do you have to do? You have to wait for another magenta to form, right? You got to wait for a magenta to form. Then you want to wait for a blue to form, and then the break of blue. Now we're starting to get thin structure here, so I'm gonna move my stop probably a little bit above the purple, a little bit inside the purple now, because we're getting some thin structure here. This has been a great morning. I mean, geez, what more do you want? In an hour, not even an hour of trading, and I'm pretty sure I made someone's monthly income right there. All right, let's see how we react to 588.40. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Seeing some wicks popping up here. But we expected this, right? We expected the 588.40. We knew this was gonna happen. And I'm about to get stopped out. I'll probably move it to the purple. I'll move it to the purple. And now you have to think, this uptrend is so strong. Do you really want to fight the trend and try to buy a put now and hope that it dumps? That's on you. That's on you. I'm telling you where the safety is to protect your account. Minimum somewhere below 586.15. Minimum. All right, now I have my stop trailing along. It's trailing along this this purple. The trend is so strong up. I mean, why fight the trend? Go with the trend. And if the trend's going up, then you want to wait for your entry. What does your entry look like? Again, it's going to be the magenta will form, the blue will form, and we break the blue. Now, could you make a lot more money if you waited for the break in magenta? Sure, but you want some confirmation with the blue. That's why I have the blue there. Just trailing my stop along this purple. That's all I got to do. Now, if the tea leaf reading, we'll see. Remember, that's not scientific, but if it does happen, then you got to name your firstborn after me. If you hesitated and you didn't collect today, don't beat yourself up, because now you've gained the knowledge we've gained from just today is invaluable. You can't put a price tag on it because it's going to stick with you forever. Now let's see if that divergence happens at 10:33. We'll see. Or if it fakes us out.
I'm missing us, tell me what's it gonna be. W on my mama on your J. Well, I think that you forgot but what you saw in me. Caught a love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just a humming, talking when I come and humming E. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm on it.
If this happens and it breaks right here on this, then you better donate me to science. donate my brain to science. If we go down from here, donate me to science. Again, just tea leaf reading. Don't go. I'm not telling anyone in my Discord to go in on this, but damn.
Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall. No, they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way. I wait out back.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious what's gonna happen right now. I'm about to be, if it does go below, I'm gonna be stopped out. Still didn't get stopped yet. Alright, but I do have my stop at like, it doesn't have any more room to go down. So if it drops from here, then I'm gonna stop out.
Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for his side though. Out there with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of bando. I need. You there for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. It's calls and the rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Say my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gonna
Okay, stopped out. Okay, that was a good trade. That was a good trade. I don't need to trade anymore. Done for the day. One trade, done for the day. That's me.
Touchdown in the matrix, yo. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway, speeding. Big checks, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything okay on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me, You don't wanna, oh I gotta, but I gotta.
Let's see if this divergence plays out. Let's see if the divergence plays out. Dre Day, you bought a put on the bullseye. I told you this was reading the tea leaves. This wasn't for the Discord. Gambling. Someone's a gambler.
Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. Okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh, no. Tight things, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, been there and I never been the same. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Ay, run it up, I'm mobbing. Ay, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Ay, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Ay, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh, no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. But no, that's just for me and my boy. Be secure.
Is that all the divergence they're gonna give us? That might be it.
Pay for keys, can't pay for checking. In the back when the windows turn. Yeah, 'cause they know tonight. Yeah, they know tonight. Tryna come take on me. And my 40 they date on me. They ain't even thought this far. This ain't no pressure, yeah. Just like I know. Made room for you. You and me, I forgot. You had no place to trust. Just like you told. Just like we roll. Now we with Bentley trucks. Now there's no saving us. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. But no, that's just for me and my boy. Be secure, 4x4, G6 flip up on my hands. I'm no friend, pay for keys, can't pay for time. Is it me or no? Is it me or no? Is it me, is it me or no? 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 They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money come fast. Accolades low key. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch modes, yeah. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't pay notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Is it me or no? Is it me or no?
Let's look for puts under yellow. If you're gonna sit here and trade all day, look for puts under yellow.
Is it me or no? get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. Isn't me, isn't me, or no. Isn't me, or no. Isn't me, or no. Isn't me, or no. Heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah, she want a Louis and a VV. Riding around the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want your piece in the rest, hold it down for me, these act like bitches all the time. These days I ain't even gon' lie, don't let me down. I've been throwing these hundreds on a dime. Spent 7 on that ring, no wedding vows. All that smoking made me tired. 22's a call it Tyra and Mariah. Talk about my lows and all my highs. Been trying to see the light, this shit is quiet. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want your piece in the rest, Roll on your CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah, she want a Louis and a VV. Riding around the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it.
Now your risk to reward on this break of green, right? So we're gonna see if he's gonna build in blue, break green, is literally to 588, 30, 40. So that's a small risk to reward. Wait to, if you want to go long, if you want to buy calls, wait for more structure.
Straight back to the quick switch cars, I'm right back. Left, and you know that it can't. I didn't go left. No, when I move way to the left. Yeah, shawty won't slide, try to know me. I can never get it too close to me, cause she heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me.
Let's see how we react to 588.40.
Shit, I'm in the booth going close. Now they heard I got it on me. Now they hear I got it on me. Yeah. Fresh out the scene. Bitch, I'm the best out the scene. Bulletproof if you know what I mean. Lately I just been questioning things. Now you wanna stay with me for nice. Baby, I just wanna treat you right. Yeah, I'm thinking late through the night. And baby, you can stay if you like. Ain't no stress in this stretch legs. Baby, know I'm different. Hit my text when you downstairs. You know that I'm different than your ex. Stress less. That's my problem now. You got me thinking about you every time I'm not around. Shawty won't slide, try to know me. I can never get it too close to me, cause she heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna load my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going close. Now they heard I got it on me. Now they hear I got it on me. Yeah.
Now, could you say, okay, it broke green, let me take the call, and it could shoot out? That could happen, yeah. But your best bet is to wait for something like that. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. That means there's no entry on your call. That means you should have went in way over here at 9:44 when everyone else did. But you didn't miss out on anything because there's always a next setup, right? What's the next setup look like? Either like this, or when we break below this yellow. That's the answer.
for my lane. I told them my selling is a move it to the bank, yeah. And you know they're tryna lay down with the man. Way out on the man, right now on the man. Say that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah, she think, yeah, yeah. Say she adore me, Christy and the origin. Fuck with me some money, baby, 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 ain't no more time for you. All the love them back and back, the money too. Yeah, when money come to stones, I just stick and move. No way got me spending with my way back. Yeah, since we young as we was dreaming about a Maybach. Yeah, I'm looking for my 41.
Remember, we don't want to fight the trend too much, right? You don't want to fight the trend. We'll get confirmation of the trend broken when we get below 586.15. I'm going to highlight it. All right, we tested 588.40. Let's see what they want to do here. You see, this is why I said wait for the setup, right? The setup isn't just because it broke. The setup is probably something like that, right? We need to look for a pullback and then continuation. And if it does want to go down, it's going to go down in steps, right? We're going to have this, and maybe something over here. That's why I'm saying to wait for the break of this yellow.
Don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come around, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. 15 right to my safe, 15 right to my bank. Long as my circle tight, long as my circle pays. If she gon' make my man, if she gon' make my man, I need my Beyonce. Gotta stay tough, gotta stay tough, stay tough. Then I'm a bug and call, say that I'm a bug and call. I'ma put down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even out when the horse gon' say, how you been good and good and driving it. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come around, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. Stacks in the leader, so loud they already know. Yes, you know we found a way. On my body spill dessert. I don't know, ain't know the way. I'm on way, go down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even God when I always gon' say, how you been living, working, Shawty want signs of 10 on my side, and 10 on my side, I leave. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit, look. Fuck on my shoulder, lights been going out, Shawty fuck around like no idea. Thought on my own, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. Fuck on my shoulder, fuck on my shoulder, lights been going out, Shawty fuck around like no idea. Thought on my own, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. On the Jackie, where she go? Throw my bank, but throwing that back like whoa. Run that shit, I need to know. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Damn, shawty, I've been this way. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Now I'm running on over game. I say so, I'm reaping up. Gotta tell us twice, I'm keeping down. Fuck on my shoulder, wanna keep him up. Steady running up. I'm in my lane, I'm on my way. Don't swear, don't stop. They don't got it like me. I ain't worried about a thing, I ain't worried about a thing. What they ain't get like me, get like me, get like me, get like me, on me, on me. They must be what I need. Couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Ice cold, oh. Young two, they gon' ISO, ice fuck, Double live and them niggas too nice now. Got them lining up now when they see me. Got the shawty listening to me on repeat. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. I can't ask for love, not from me. They don't wanna like me, but they get it like me. What they ain't get like me, like me, like me, like me, on me, on me. They must be what I need. Couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Let them know now, yeah. I'm on when somebody told me, yeah. Can't hold now, yeah. Like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. It's hard to tell, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now. You just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, I'm on way. Come on, leave it down, I'm on my way. That man get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing us, tell me what's it on me. I'm holding down like the Eddie on me. I'm holding down for me. OMW, I'm my mama, OMJ. Well, I think that you forgot, but what you saw in me. Caught a love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just don't hum it, talking when I come and hum it. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm on my way. Come on, leave it down, I'm on my way. That man get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, yeah. I learned to
coat, I learn to tank, I learn to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The surface level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back,
Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping any, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. It's calls and the rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know, you know, you know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever catch me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. Okay, yeah, I'm a touchdown in the matrix, yeah. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway, speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything gon' cave on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me. You don't wanna, no, I gotta, but I gotta. You don't wanna, check you wanna see her every day. She just want somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just want somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah, yeah. Ay, run it up, no more. Ay, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Ay, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Ay, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, the same, yeah. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night, yeah. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't need you no more, yeah. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Hey, yeah, I knew you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Hey, won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream, oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. But no, that's just for me and my boss. Be secure, 4x4, G6 sleep off on my hands. I'm no friend. Pay for keys, can't pay for taking me. In the back when the windows tint. Yeah, 'cause they know tonight. Yeah, they know tonight. Tryna come take from me. And my 40 they don't miss. They ain't even thought this far. This ain't no portion, yeah. Just like I know. Made room for you. You got me, I forgot. You had no place to trust. Just like you told. Just like we rolled. Now we would barely trust. Now there's no saving us. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. But no, that's just for me and my boss. Be secure, 4x4, G6 sleep up on my hands. I'm no friend. Pay for keys, can't pay for time. Is it me or no? 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 They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money come fast. I get lazy low key. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch modes, yeah. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't paying notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Is it me or no? 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 Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. Is it me or no? Is it me or no? Is it me or no? Is it me or no?
opposites. I ain't even gon' lie, don't let me down. I've been throwing these hundreds on a dime. Spent 7 on that ring, no wedding vows. All that smoking made me tired. 22's a call it Tyra and Mariah. Talk about my lows and all my highs. Been trying to see the light, this shit is quiet. All the greed and the lust. Cause you want a piece of the pie. All that shit is bleeding me dry. I don't want your piece in the rest.
Roll on me your CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. That she want a Louis and a VV. Riding around the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah, they ain't never got it with a dog like me. How we got cheddar singing dog right me. Gotta keep it settled, gotta keep it low key. Money like me, money like me. Bitch, I'm in the city with a coke fiends. How they talking money when the money don't speak? Money in his knee, but like it came from the street. Shawty in Vienna, gotta get it with me. Just, shawty know, gotta know, only know I'm like that. Set, straight back to the crib, switch cars, I'm right back. Left, and you know that it can't. I didn't go really left. No, when I move way to the left. Yeah, shawty won't slide, tryna know me. I can never get it too close, me. Cause she heard I got it on me. Yeah. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna load on my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going ghost. Now they heard I got it on me. Yeah. Now they hear I got it on me. Yeah.
Fresh out the scene. Bitch, I'm the best out the scene. Bulletproof if you know what I mean. Lately, I just been questioning things. Now you wanna stay with me for nice. Baby, I just wanna treat you right. Yeah, I'm thinking late through the night. And baby, you can stay if you like. Ain't no stress in this stretch legs. Baby, know I'm different. Hit my text when you downstairs. You know that I'm different than your ex. Stress less. That's my problem now. You got me thinking about you every time I'm not around.
Shawty won't slide, tryna know me. I can never get it too close, me. Cause she heard I got it on me. Yeah. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna load on my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going ghost. Now they heard I got it on me. Yeah. Now they hear I got it on me. Yeah. Yeah, said a 4x4 for G6, this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G. Pass me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, you know it's how it day. Yeah, shawty, what you think? I'm about to cut up 25 for my lane. I told him my selling is I move it to the bank. Yeah, and you know they tryna lay down with the man. Way out with the man. Right now with the man. Say that she love me, Christy and they own me. This is how she think, yeah she think. Yeah, say she adore me, Christy and the orange. Fuck with me some money. Baby, ain't no more time for you. All the love them back and back, the money too. Yeah, when money come to storms, I just stick and move. No way, got me spending with my waivers. Yeah, since we youngers, we was dreaming about a Maybach. Yeah, now I'm looking for my 41 days now. She said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah she think. Yeah, say she adore me, Christy and they owe me. Fuck with me some money. Lenses and BMs now, lights don't make no sense now. Fall back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. 50 in the York, and then like they owe me. Ain't no ain't no time and this is reason. It's the top of the shelf, it's that stretch to get me. And it's closer to the chest when the pocket's too deep. Who's on my wrist, lights don't make no sense, pop up for a minute, eyes up on my whip, lenses and BMs, lights don't make no sense, fall back too close, you ain't even know me, trust my brothers from way back from the north, 50 in the York, and then like they owe me. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. Let it come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I ain't forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. Let it come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I ain't forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. 15 right to my safe, 15 right to my bank. Long as my circle tight, long as my circle pay. If she gon' make my man, if she gon' make my man, I need my Beyonce. Gotta stay tough, gotta stay tough, Then I'ma bug and call, then I'ma bug and call. I'ma put down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even God when I always gon' say, how you been good and driving it. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I ain't forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. Stacks in the leader, all of us cheat up. 16 fees now, pay my fees up. All of us teed up, we gon' whip down like yeah, you know. Money so loud they heard it, know. Yes, you know we found a way. On my body spill the sun. I don't know, ain't no the way. I'm on way, I'ma go down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even God when I always gon' say, how you been good and driving it. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I ain't forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. Fuck on my shoulder, lights been on it, Shawty fuck around like no it, Turn on my own eye, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. Fuck on my shoulder, fuck on my shoulder, lights been on it, Shawty fuck around like no it, Turn on my own eye, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. On a Jackie, where she go? Throw my bank, but she throwing that back like whoa. Run that shit, I need to know. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Damn, shawty, I've been this way. I ain't tryna slow the pain. No one running, no game. I say so, I'm reaping up. Gotta tell us twice, I'm keeping down. Fuck on my shoulder, wanna keep him out. Steady running up, I'm in my lane, I'm on my way. Don't swerve, don't stop. They don't got it like me. I ain't worried about a thing, I ain't worried about a thing. What it ain't get like me, you like me, you like me, you like me, on me, on me. That must be what I need. Couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Ice cold, oh. Yeah, I'm too with it, gon' ISO. Nice fuck, double live and them niggas too nice, Got them lining up now, wanna see me. Got the shawty listening to me on repeat. Gotta know by hold me, yeah. Can't fold now, yeah. Like I'm in too deep, can't hold down, yeah. And it's hard up there, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, Baby, you're the one, I'm on it. Come on, leave it down, I'm on it. And I'll get some money, I'm on it. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my I'm on my way, yeah. I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing out, so tell me what's it gonna be. I'm holding down like you let it on me. I'm holding down what you need. OMW on my mama, OMJ. Well, I think that you forgot but what you saw in me. Hard to love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just don't harm me talking when I come and harm it. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, leave it down, I'm on it. And I'll get some money, I'm on it. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my I'm on my way. Yeah, I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The surface level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back, yeah. Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for his side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I've been by mine all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping any, we be mobbing through the night though, yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando. I need I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. Missed calls when it rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever catch me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Okay, girl, I'm a touchdown in the matrix, yeah. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI for the